Hi, my name is Teresa, and this is a different setup than normal. I have these big headphones on, and I'm recording in OBS. It is a lot different than how I normally record, and I have an echo in my ear, which is messing up me talking. But we're learning together. Alrighty. And today I wanted to review my reading goals for the year 2024 and see which ones I met, which ones I didn't meet, see where we're at the end of the year. Okay, so let me full screen and let's start.
Hi, I am Teresa.
So I moved, so no more leaking pipe. Not leaking. I moved, so no more squeaky pipes. My mic is so sensitive to some things, but my voice is not one of them. Okay, back to the video.
And I'm not sure what to do with my intro now. Let's get into the video. Today,
I was obviously sick. I don't remember that. But I do like my hair and my nails.
I wanted to go into my reading goals for 2024. And before I do that, I do want to do a little 2023 reading wrap up. I am pulling my data from Storygraph, so with that, it is noted that I have read 87 books in the year of 2020.
The pipe noises is giving me anxiety.
23. Goodreads counted watching of Jade War in the wee hours of January 1st towards my 2023 goal, but Storygraph did not. And since we're going with that, it's 87. This met my reading goal of 50 by 174%. My top genres were
I can tell you now, I did not read that much this year. And looking at these, I would say that fantasy is still my top genre. Young adult, I don't think so. I think it actually might be nonfiction, then followed by romance. Storygraph actually does their year end wrap up at the end of the year, so I'm not 100% on that, but that's my guess.
fantasy with 63 books read, young adult with 28 books read, historical with 22 books, romance with 19, and LGBTQIA plus with 15 books, though I do have some qualms about that. And I wanted to kind of scroll through and see what was classified as LGBTQIA plus, because I feel like I read a lot more than 15 for this category, and maybe I don't know why, but if somebody does know why they don't classify some of these under that, let me know, because I thought it was the tagging system on Storygraph, but I tried tagging it and it didn't work.
I still don't know how the tagging system in Storygraph works. And I don't know about that statistic for this year. Let's see. I was about to say my top genres are fantasy, romance, young adult, LGBTQIA plus, historical, and then feminism. Let's let's see about this. It only said 12 for this year. It's going to be 13 though because I'm reading Lucy Undying right now, and that's about lesbian vampires.
System on Storygraph, but I tried tagging it and it didn't work the way that I thought it did. So let's go through some of the books that I would consider LGBTQIA plus that Storygraph did not. So for the ones that they considered, we have He Who Drowned the World and She Who Became the Sun. Definitely, yes, 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 yes. A Dowry of Blood, 100% yes. Catherine House, yes. The main character is bisexual or pansexual, I forget which one or if it even defines it, but she does have relationships with women as well as a relationship with a man that is the primary focus of the novel. We have Six of Crows, Crooked Kingdom, Rule of Wolves, and King of Scars. All of those are on the list. This Is How You Lose the Time War, Even Though I Knew the End, Carmilla, Camp Damascus, What Moves the Dead, Mortal Follies, and that is all for what Storygraph considers it. But I do feel like they missed a few. I'm just going to the beginning of my reading. Oh my god, 87 books is a lot.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot. This does actually, I do have a couple. So the rest of the Greenbone saga, I definitely would consider on that list, as well as the Atlas Paradox, which I read this year, would definitely be on that list. So, yeah, I don't know if they need to be categorized as LGBTQIA plus, but I do think the tagging system is a little bit lacking on Storygraph. I prefer it over Goodreads, but that's just a small thing.
10 years later.
So in the Folk of Air series, a side character is a lesbian and there is a lesbian relationship in the later books. So I can see why that wasn't considered a part of the LGBTQIA plus, considering it is like a tertiary character. The Atlas 6, there was a group sex scene. I don't know. I feel like that one should be counted. Spoilers for Legendborn. Sel admits that he was in love with Nick, and also with the way the series is leading, if this does not end in a poly relationship, I will have words for Tracy Dion. These Violent Delights has a trans.
There is news for the Legendborn series, and that is that Oathbound has been announced. It has not come out yet, but it is set to come out March 4th, 2025, and I am so excited for that.
Character, the City of Brass, and the David Bond trilogy. Ollie's brother is not straight in Pandora, even though I hated it. There was a character, a secondary character, who was gay. In the ACOTAR series, there's more in Tarquin, but I can understand why that wasn't included at all. The Adventures of
Oh. I have so much I could say about the ACOTAR series. I hate it so much.
Amina Al-Sarafi features a gay couple, although they are tertiary characters. Silver Nitrate, both of the main characters are bisexual. In God Killer, there is a lesbian relationship, and also the main character is very much not straight. In Starling House, spoilers, the main male character.
I don't know why I didn't say this about the adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi, but major spoilers. The whole story is told by a character who is trans. So I feel like that is important.
Is not straight, and in the Greenbone saga, Jade City and Jade War, we follow Andon as one of the POV characters, and he is gay, and that is all. So I feel like it's much more than 15, but according to Storygraph, it was only 15. Moving on, most of the books that I read were physical editions, coming in at 68% of the pie chart. Digital came in second with 22%, and audio came in.
While this is all interesting, I am going to fast forward to my actual goals, and I'm sure that I will have a reading wrap up at a different time, probably in January.
Going into 2024, there are really 3 things that I want to focus on, and that is series that I want to finish, my TBR highlights, these are the ones I really want to get to, and also my reading resolutions for the upcoming year. For a series I want to finish, I really want to finish the Greenbone saga, which is Jade City, Jade War, and Jade Legacy. I have Jade Legacy on hold, actually borrowed from Libby right now.
I did finish that trilogy, and it destroyed me. Jade Legacy was so good. I was crying for like 20 minutes while finishing that one up.
I have a few other things I need to read before I get to it, so that will be checked off very soon. I am happy to say I've been enjoying the series immensely so far. I really liked the second book, which I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion. I think one of the books isn't as highly praised as the other ones, but I don't know. I want to finish my reread of The Hunger Games. I started last year. I have read the first book, and I've read A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, so I just have to read Catching Fire and Mockingjay.
I have not done this. I really do want to marinate in my feelings about the Hunger Games while I'm rereading it, and every time Catching Fire comes to me in Libby, I'm like, just give me 7 more days, and then I'll get to it. So, I haven't done that yet.
And I'm really excited about that. I've really enjoyed rereading the first one, brought back a lot of feelings and memories, so can't wait to finish that. The Winter Night trilogy, I read The Bear and the Nightingale in December, and I am currently reading The Girl in the Tower and hoping to read the third book shortly.
I couldn't remember the Winter of the Witch. I finished it. It was good. I think that of the three, The Bear and the Nightingale is my favorite. But I did really like this series.
I can't remember what it's called. I want to read the Imperium. It's Furyborn and whatever comes after that. I read Furyborn. I had issues with it, but I liked it enough to want to see where the series goes. So I would like to finish it.
I would still like to finish it. I haven't read Kingsbane. But maybe one day.
That one is kind of a maybe, maybe not. I want to finish the Musai trilogy. The Musai trilogy is a series, an independent series from E.J. Mello. It includes A Song of the Forever Rains, A Dance on Burning Ships, and A Symphony for Something. They're romantasy, they're pure romantasy. I really enjoyed the first one. The second one was very okay. I have high hopes for the third one. It follows three sisters who their magic derives from dancing, singing, and playing an instrument, respectively. And they are also the daughters of a king. There's a lot that goes into it, but each book follows each of the sisters, and I just want to finish it up since I've gotten 2 books in.
I DNF'd that last book. It dragged on. I also want to mention my chair is squeaky, reminiscent of the squeaky pipes. I'm sure you'll hear it in the video. Anyways, so I did not finish that series, and I probably will not be. It was a really painful last one.
Already. I want to finish Shades of Magic. I just read A Darker Shade of Magic, and I liked it. I thought it was good. I had some qualms with like the first 50% of it. Lila Bard as a character, I think, is lacking, and I hope that she gets better. I'd like her more in the latter 50% than the first 50% of the book, and I'm excited to see what else V.E. Schwab has in the store for Kel and the others.
Similarly to the last trilogy, I DNF'd A Conjuring of Light. I liked A Gathering of Shadows. I actually think it's probably my favorite out of what I've read. I have come around to liking Lila Bard a little bit more, but I really dislike when books have events going on in one point of view and then the following points of views jump back in time, so we go over that same moment again and again and again. And that happened way too much in A Conjuring of Light for me to want to finish it.
And then I do just want to finish the Stolen Air duology, if it is.
I did. It wasn't as good as the first one.
A true duology, Legendborn. You got me once already. I'm not gonna fall for an unfinished duology. I do not think Stolen Air is as strong as the Folk of Air series, but will be a quick read. A few things from my TBR highlights include The Hobbit. I have never read The Lord of the Rings.
I still haven't read The Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit.
One of my favorite film series, but I have never read The Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit. And I borrowed a friend's copy of The Hobbit back in senior year of high school. It has been 10 years and I still have it and I haven't read it, and that is terrible of me. I want to read Emma. I slowly want to go through all of Jane Austen's work. I have read Persuasion, Pride and Prejudice, and I think that's it, honestly. Obsessed with Pride and Prejudice 2005. One of those.
I do love Jane Austen, and I still have only read Pride and Prejudice and Persuasion. I really do want to read Emma, but the book is so big, it's daunting.
Those girlies. I also love the adaptation of Emma, the most recent one, so I'm excited to get to that. In Education in Malice by S.T. Gibson, I am excited to get to their work. I really enjoyed A Dowry of Blood.
I have not read An Education in Malice. I have read some really good vampire books recently, so there's that.
Bound by Sarah L. Arafi. Honestly, it's just for the cover. I think it's so good. I love that cover.
I have not read that either. Wow.
The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. In every Leigh Bardugo book, I have an issue with her pacing, and there's just something about it that keeps me coming back for more. The Familiar might be the last of it, though, unless she releases more with the Crows, then I'm gonna read it.
I did read The Familiar. It was okay. I do think that it was one of her better paced books. I liked the setting a lot, and I liked both of the characters a lot. I think I gave it a 3 to a 3.75 stars, somewhere in there. I don't remember any glaring problems with it, though.
Parent by Vivian van de Velde. I read this book forever ago, and I do want to go back and reread books that I read in the past and see if they still hold up, if they still have anything to offer for me, 20 years later.
I did reread Heir Apparent, and it was a trip. I do think that there were hints of things in it that I really enjoyed, but they weren't followed through with. And I believe the racism and casual fat phobia and other cringy things really dampened my reading experience of it the second time through. I have a whole video of it on my channel, So if you want to hear more of it, a more thorough breakdown of it, go check that out.
The Jasmine Throne by Tasha Suri. It has just been on my TBR for a while now. I own a physical copy of it, and I've been meaning to get to it for forever, and I haven't yet, and so I really, really, really want to get to it.
And I did. The Jasmine Throne was pretty good. Yeah. It's not something that I'm dying to pick up the next one of, but I am going to continue reading it. I thought that the characters were really good, the story was really strong, and yeah.
Fear of the Witching is another one that I've been meaning to get to for forever. I do not own it, but it is something that I really want to get to.
I did not get to that.
Seventh Veil of Salome by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. It is her 2024 release. It is historical fiction. There is not supposed to be a speculative part of it at all, but I'm still super excited for it. And
I did read The Seventh Veil of Salome, and it was very good. I love anything that Sylvia Moreno Garcia writes, and this was no exception. It was told in multiple points of view, and it's about this woman who is casted in the role of Salome in this like biblical epic that Hollywood is making. And yeah, it was just really good. It's been a while, so I'm trying to remember if I missed anything from it. But I don't think I did. I gave it 4 or 4.5 stars, I think.
Lady Macbeth by Ava Reid. I will read anything that Ava Reid puts out. Now,
I did read Lady Macbeth. I actually got an e-arc of it, and I loved it. I think it was a 4 or 4.5 stars. I'm looking at it. I have 2 editions of it. I enjoyed it. I know that some people did not, because they had a very specific portrayal that they were seeking from Lady Macbeth. And it is not the same character as in the Macbeth Shakespeare play. I think the themes that it dives into are really compelling, but if you are looking for an conniving character, you will not find that in Ava Reid's Lady Macbeth.
my reading resolutions for 2024. I would like to finish Sylvia Moreno Garcia's backlist. She has 9 published novels, and I have read 4 of them. So I have 5 more to go. Is that right? I have Signal to the Noise. Oh my god, I'm blanking. Velvet is the Night. Velvet was the Night. What else is there? was a night. Certain Dark Things. Untamed Shore. That's 4. There's one more. No, it's only 4. Oh, okay. No, I understand. I understand where I got confused because I read 5 works, so I read 4 books, forgetting that I read Gods of Jade and Shadow a few years ago. Got it.
I still have not read any of those. I am sorry, Sylvia Moreno Garcia.
I do also want to read Prime Meridian by her, The Return of the Sorceress, and The Tiger That Came to the Mountains. I want to read more T. Kingfisher. I've wanted to read Nettle and Bone for forever. I just haven't gotten to it. I have technically only read 2 books by T. Kingfisher, but I do want to expand that. I don't have a specific goal, literally just 1 or 2 for the year of 2024 would be good for me. I just want to make sure that I prioritize that.
I have read Paladin's Grace, and it was very good. Oh, it was so good. Not at all what I expected when I read it.
I also want to prioritize reading more Naomi Novik. I read Spinning Silver by her this last year, and I really enjoyed it, and I think she's fascinating. And so I want to read more by her. And
the reason I think she's fascinating is because she founded AO3. I have not read more of her books, though.
And finally, I would like to branch out in the genres that I read. Reading mostly in fantasy in the year 2023, I want to branch out into different genres. Specifically, I want to branch out more into sci-fi. It has been something that I have tangentially read, but I haven't really found what works for me in that genre. I want to read.
I still have not. I have read The Left Hand of Darkness, which I think is a like foundational sci-fi. I have read Annihilation, and I actually really, really liked that. And Authority. Authority was really good. What else? Any other sci-fi? Nope. Just those 2.
Read more classics or oldies.
The Left Hand of Darkness, I count. Do I also count Wicked Lovely and Heir Apparent? Because those are oldies to me. Yeah, I think it's just The Left Hand of Darkness. I do have Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, and I think that falls both in sci-fi and classic. So there we go.
Little Woman has been on my list for a while. I own a few other oldies or classics that I just really want to get out of the way.
I have bought more classics too. I have Ivanhoe in Wuthering Heights now.
I have Don Quixote, and I very much want to read that. So that is a resolution for 2024. And I also want to read more horror. October was my biggest reading month with 13 books read, most of those falling within the horror genre, and the majority of them being rated favorably. Not one of them was below a 3-star. So I really want to see if that genre is like a sweet spot for me. I very much
I did read a lot of horror, I think. Oh, Gideon the Ninth. That's sci-fi. I read. Oh, excuse me. Don't Let the Forest In. That was great young adult horror. Evocation had some spooky vibes. That is not horror, though. Delicate Condition and Ring Shout. Wow, so many. I went from like 13 to 3.
enjoyed The Only Good Indians, and I know he has a few other books, so I would love to get a couple of those ticked off for 2024. And that is all I have for today. Let me know what your reading year for 2023 looked like below, and let me know what you hope to accomplish in 2024. And I will catch you guys later. Bye.
I kind of like a lot of my old editing. It just takes too long. So I think that I did a bad job. I know that there were some other goals that I had that I did not verbalize, apparently. Or maybe I did in the part that I skipped. But I have read more audiobooks and ebooks than I did last year. Mostly because I got an e-reader and the Libby app. So that did help. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the reading wrap up here. Quarter 1. I was going to do it in quarters, thinking that I would be able to keep up with that. And I did not. But I did get diagnosed with ADHD, and I'm now medicated. So maybe I'll be able to reach even more attainable goals in the coming year. Did you meet your reading goals this year? Let me know below. And I'm going to wrap up the video now. Bye, guys.